Welcome to Thick Skin.
Welcome to Thick Skin. This is so cool.
Yeah.
Over.
Man.
Hello, everybody. This is Jeff Ross. I'm here with my cousin Ed. This is a very special edition of Thick Skin with Jeff Ross. We are live on the Stereo app. For the first time, we are doing Thick Skin live. We have some very extra touchy subjects prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for doing that, Ed.
No problem.
At the end of the show, we have a very sad roast and peace tribute to John McCain's mom, Roberta McCain, who died at 108 years old today.
Oh, my God.
So we'll do that at the end of the show. I'm not sure how she died. The rumor is her chute didn't open.
See, I thought it was gang warfare, but you know.
Her Harley flipped over. Her Harley flipped over on the 405.
Whitewater rafting accident. You know, those rocks will get you.
Woman. 108 years old. Yeah, she was trampled at a Wu-Tang concert. So we've prepared a very touchy subjects and a very touching roast and peace for the end of this show. Welcome, if you're just tuning in. 1970s Norwegian tennis player.
Yeah.
And I look like me.
Yeah. Yeah, I look like a camp counselor who ate all the pizza.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you for doing this with me. We are live coast to coast on stereo. This is Thick Skin with Jeff Ross. Before we get to the touchy subjects, Ed, I just thought we'd see a couple of these voicemails just to warm up and see what people are saying. Here we go.
I'm very
Hello,
curious.
Jeff Ross. Well, you know, me as a Muppet, I've seen you, but I'm ready for you, Jeff Ross.
Thank you, Flo. All right, there's one fan.
Sorry about that. You know, Miss Piggy's really been pulling at me. But the first thing I'm going to do when Corona has a vaccine, or I guess when I have a vaccine, well, I'm going to go clubbing because that's what I want to do with my time. Goodbye.
Thank you, Flo.
Unfortunately, when he said clubbing, he meant seals, unfortunately.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'd like to club this fucking guy, Flo. Who names himself after a woman's menstrual cycle. That's the fun part about stereo, Ed. It's like a wild, wild west. I know this is your first time really on here. I've been playing games on here with the fans. We've been doing Roast the Host most weeknights. But tonight, since I had you, I thought we could do a special stereo recorded live version of the podcast. So
I think it's a great idea. I love it.
Newcomers should always go to iTunes or roastmastergeneral.com. You can download Thick Skin with Jeff Ross. We had a great episode last week with who do we have? We had
Amy Coney Barrett on the show.
The Supreme Court nominee. She was
right.
on, and we have a roast and peace to Eddie Van Halen on that one. And we had Vernon Davis from Dancing with the Stars on the week before. We had Joanne Worley on recently from Laugh-In fame. And past guests are all the biggest comics in the world, from Bob Saget to Chelsea Handler, rock stars like Gary Clark Jr., Nils Lofgren, John Mayer. And it's fun.
Yeah, man. But Johnny Knoxville's been on the show. That was probably my favorite. Him and Larry
pretty
Charles.
Great. Yeah. So we have our kind of, fun podcast, but I thought it'd be fun today to do it on stereo so we could hear from the fans a little bit, just to get warmed up. Let's see what their fans are saying.
All right.
Missed you, buddy.
Ziegler.
This is good.
Thank you, Ziegler. We're back, baby.
What's going on, Jeff? What's going on,
up?
Eddie? I don't know if you remember me, Jeff. You remember me? It's
Not
okay.
yet.
You meet a lot of people on stereo.
Jose the Hype. No, I don't remember you.
What up, Thick Skin, Jeff Ross, Eddie? You guys look like the not-so-royal Tannenbaums.
Life of
Aaron.
Kai.
That's right. You did our theme song.
Kai Arns is a great artist and music producer, and among other things, and he is responsible for the Thick Skin with Jeff Ross theme song, which you all should listen to when this episode is finished or on our regular feed. Regardless, thank you, Kai, for your first roast joke of the night. Thank you.
When was Johnny Knoxville on? Oh my God, he's my all-time favourite. After Jeff Ross, of course. Much love to Nana and Tipsy.
Oh, thank you, Kanga888. My dogs are getting famous, Ed.
I love it. Well, let me do a plug for Rambo, my dog. He's sitting right next to me. He's being a good boy, and he hates skateboards. So.
If dogs could vote, I think they would vote against skateboards. I think most dogs hate skateboards.
I think if I was allowed, I'd vote against skateboards. I remember when I used to love. Yeah. When I used to be a chef in New York City, I'd cook and I'd interview people. We'd have these big group interviews, and you select like 2 out of 50 people who show up. And if you showed up with a skateboard, you weren't getting hired. That was my one. That was like my one rule. It's like, okay, I know you'll never be on time. Like you're gonna try and have sex with all the waitresses, so you can't work it.
My skateboarding experience was very different. Most of my skateboarding happened in college up in Boston. And I used it to get the places on time. You could cut through traffic. You could cut through a park. You could ride on the sidewalk. It was great. You could feel the wind in your hair. I miss my skateboarding days. I was at 5 a.m. I'd have to go to work at the radio station, NPR affiliate WBUR in Boston. And I would skateboard through the fountains out in front of the communication school. And it was just not hundreds, thousands of rats just all over Kenmore Square. And I would just skateboard right. I would skateboard through them like some kind of fucked up Dr. Doolittle.
Oh my God. I remember when I got to the New York City, I used to work at this place called 99 Miles to Philly in the West Village. And every day I'd get off work and I'd go to the park and, I'd hang out there for a second at dusk and I'd watch all the rats fight the squirrels. It was always very entertaining. And then occasionally you see a black squirrel and you're like, oh man, someone got fucked by a rat.
Oh my God. All right, a few more people want to say hi before we get into the touchy subject.
My apologies, Nipsey. I'm tipsy. Yes. Rambo, love you too.
Kanga888. Thank you, Kanga888.
Been skateboarding like 25 years. If we could share pics, I would show you one of my dog on my first skateboard as a 15-year-old. Be nice to skateboarders, guys.
All right, Ziegler. Well, to prove it, just post a picture of this on your Instagram and tag Thick Skin with Jeff Ross. One of the things I love about stereo is that not only is there no, anybody can come on. Doesn't matter if you're mentally disabled. It's like buying a gun.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was my father.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. It might have been. That was him. That might have been him right there. Anyway, if you're just tuning in, stereo listeners, this is a very special episode of Thick Skin with Jeff Ross podcast, recording live on stereo. The question for you people today is, what are you going to do when the vaccine comes? When you get the vaccine, what's the first thing you're going to do? So leave us some messages asking that question. And in the meantime, we've prepared a roast and peace tribute to John McCain's mom, Roberta McCain, that we'll do at the end of the hour. And right now, we're going to kick off some very, very, say it with me, Ed, touchy
subjects. Ooh, touchy subjects.
Touchy subjects.
Touchy subjects, yeah. What's first, Ed?
All right, our first touchy subject goes with our question of the day, and that is Johnson & Johnson has to pause their vaccine trials because one volunteer got an unexplained illness. Whoo, that is scary. These people are heroes, man. He's going out, just letting these companies pump them full of drugs that they think might cure the coronavirus.
Wow, that is brave, man. Imagine, would you do it? I don't know. If someone said, "We'll offer you X amount of money, enough money," and go, "Here, we're going to give you coronavirus to test the vaccine." I don't know. Would you do it, folks?
I would do it 10 years ago, but I'm in love now. So
with your life or with someone else?
With my beautiful fiance Julie. But I wouldn't put her through it. But 10 years ago, alone, Eddie in New York with nothing to do, fledgling comedy career, slinging cheesesteaks at night, you betcha I'd do it. I'd give it just for a place to stay.
Would you let her do it if she wanted to get the vaccine, or get the virus on purpose so she could test the vaccine?
Oh my gosh, I don't think I would let her do it. Although I'm the one who probably is more like, she'd probably be fine if she got it. Let's face it. She's a strong woman. She's very athletic, but I'm very overweight. My parents got diabetes. I got sleep apnea. This thing would mess me up. But back in the day when I was a little stronger and a little less to live for, I would definitely have given it a shot. I think a lot of people, this is their second chance at life, They finally get to do something good for the world, and all they got to do is get sick and take pills,
What if they said you were the only person that could save you have the most rare blood type and they really need you to test the vaccine? Would you do it?
Right now? Yeah. I mean, if it was of course you have to, right? Like if I'm
you're assuming that the coronavirus is real. I'm still convinced it's a hoax. That was a joke, folks. That was a joke.
It's a croaks. It's a croaks.
It's a croaks. These are the croaks, folks. Who wants to try the virus? Let's see what the fans have to say about the virus.
Fuck the vaccine. Fuck the vaccine.
That would be a good. That would be a good bumper sticker.
Yeah.
That's what Trump should have been selling MAGA. What do you call it? MAGA masks this whole time. He missed the biggest merch opportunity of his presidency. MAGA masks. If he had gone the other way with this, Ed, and just said, "Hey, you know what? It's bad. We got to get well. In the meantime, I'm putting on my MAGA mask with my MAGA hat," he'd have been on the right side.
Oh, and he'd have a lot more campaign money to play with. I tell you that much.
That's exactly right.
When we were doing the whole straw thing, remember when he came out with the Trump straws?
Yeah.
The Trump reusable plastic straws, to make it just like as an insult to everybody, and they sold like hotcakes. $15 for 4 straws, and they sold like nuts. He should have been on top of this.
Which begs the question that I've always wanted to know: what do you think hotcakes sold like when they were invented?
Fuck the vaccine. Fuck the vaccine.
Thank you, Madison. Very good. Very insightful commentary tonight.
Oh, gosh, I think I'm falling in love.
Yes, thank you, Madison. Come on, Amy. We just got somebody pretending to have coronavirus. Thank you.
Hell no. Oh my God. Fuck no, I wouldn't do that shit. I don't want, no. That just sounds stupid.
Trying out the virus, but you save lives. Tell her, Ed.
I know. She won't do the vaccine, but she's on 10 other drugs. Not like...
Yeah, right. Vaccine's the only fucking drug she's not on.
And when you covered by me, life is so awful. Oh my God.
This is what happens when you don't get vaccinated as a baby. That's what happens.
Yeah. Cousin Ed, Jeffrey Ross. Hey, man, I'm just at work right now on my break. My boss has been giving me a hard time today. She's like, "You don't need to take a break." I was like, "Yeah, I need to take a break. Let me take a break." She's like, "I don't take breaks. I don't need to take breaks." And I was like, "You don't take breaks. I know you don't take breaks. You take menopauses."
That was a long way to go for that shitty joke, Greg.
Yeah.
That girl sounded really horny for a vaccine.
Probably true.
Oh, yes.
fucking her dog.
I wish he would release his own brand of spray tan. That would be actually hilarious. It's like buying Billy beer.
That's true. Very good. Donald Trump spray tan would be a big seller, probably.
Yeah, in his evenings, he moonlights as the mascot for Syracuse, the Orange Men.
Come on.
Yes, I take it for shits and giggles.
Yeah, somebody would take it. So some people would volunteer to get the virus in person.
Mm-hmm. We've been asking everybody, what they would do as soon as they got the vaccine. What would you do after you got the vaccine? What's the first thing you're doing, Jeff?
Oh, what would I do? That's a good question. I would find somebody else who also has the vaccine, and I would. I think we should take turns licking each other's assholes.
I mean, that's exactly how you get everybody to start taking the vaccine. You just start vaccine-only orgies, at like spring break in Panama City, and then all of a sudden, all the kids are going to be healthy.
This is a great idea, Ed.
There's an orgy. Vaccines at the door. Is that you walk?
Yeah, you get the vaccine, and you just everybody goes crazy.
Yeah, knock yourself out, kids.
It makes a lot of sense, right? Vaccine. That's how they should get people to take the vaccine. They should give it out. Like if you want to go on spring break, you have to go to Panama City to get the vaccine.
I mean, they just have it. Howard Johnson could link up with Johnson & Johnson, and it would all be copacetic.
That was a very good idea, Ed. All right, if you're just tuning in, this is a special stereo version of Thick Skin with Jeff Ross. Life is hard, but don't worry, we're getting through it together. Cousin Ed and I were talking about what would happen if they asked you to get coronavirus on purpose and take the vaccine to help people. All right, let's hear what you guys, the stereo listeners, have to say.
Hey, Jeff Ross, you must be going through a tough time during Corona since you're on here. I like that they made a custom hat for you and a custom beard. You bitch.
Thank you, Jose. You got me on that one.
Yes, build that wall. Build that wall.
Build that vaccine.
I really don't know how I feel about this whole coronavirus thing, especially looking back, back in 1976 when Jimmy Carter ran against Gerald Ford, and we had this whole, back in January of 76, the H1N1 swine flu broke out, and
Young Gravy, I love you and all, but this is not the paragraph. You don't do your own podcast within my podcast. So here we go. What do the listeners think about getting the vaccine? What are you going to do, folks?
You run a tight ship, Jeff. You run a tight ship. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Jeez. Oh, Jesus.
What I would do if I got the vaccine is probably die.
All right. Well, thanks, Rich.
So that's one for no. That's
yeah, one for no.
Sorry, that's the best I can do.
This person doesn't know how to use the app.
Aha, Ed. Howard Johnson & Johnson & Johnson.
All right.
Hey, this is Frank McAllister from Calabasas, California. Yeah, the first thing I'm going to do with the vaccine is I'm going to inject it in my penis. Now, the reason for that is because whoever I have sex with, apparently they get the coronavirus.
Ooh, good one, Abe. 1967, Abe. Thank you very much.
Hey, Jose. Yeah, Jose. Suck a dick.
All right. Well, I don't know what that has to do with the vaccine, Kai, but thank you.
You guys are pathetic.
All right. Well, we got one fan.
I would leave Capitol Hill, Seattle, and I would just bang people at Epcot Center. Basically, just like help Florida.
Thank you, Ziegler. Good guy right there.
That is a good guy.
What do you think ideal net worth is for somebody of an 18-year-old person?
This guy wants to know if he's rich as an 18-year-old, if he's got enough money.
If you have $30 at 18, you're rich.
I think the point he's making is he would, most young people who would do an experiment like this and get corona on purpose is because they need the money. So they're not thinking about are they in love or whatever like we are,
Oh yeah, I used to get my hair cut down at the student haircutters. That was always nice.
I
Free
think we
haircuts.
learned, free people give blood, right? I know people who have given a sperm, so people can have babies and stuff like that. But I think what we're learning here is that a lot of people on Stereo have very strong opinions. What would you do the second you get the vaccine? Here we go.
I think I would wait a little bit, like Cousin Ed said. I would wait for other people to take it. I definitely would not get myself infected on it just to take it, but definitely take it to get through this stuff because I need to see Jeff Ross get on stage with David Tell, and I need to meet Cousin Ed in person. I'm a Jets fan, man, so I want to catch a Jets-Dolphins game with you, bro, and we'll talk about how much heartache we've had and how much we're glad that Tom Brady's out of division, bro. Love you guys.
Comment, Ed, comment.
My comment is, no matter how good the Patriots got, I always hated the Jets more. No matter what, I'd rather root for Iraq during the Olympics than root for the Jets.
Greg Dudeas.
He's the nicest guy on here.
Thick Skin with Jeff Ross fan right there. Don't forget to listen to the podcast Thick Skin with Jeff Ross on iTunes and listen to it live on Stereo right now. Folks, if you're listening to this anywhere but on Stereo, don't forget to download Stereo app. Follow me and Eddie on here, and then you can join the conversation.
What up, Eddie? How are you? Welcome to Stereo. Let's have a chat. Hope quarantine is treating you okay. Peace.
Kegel, thank you for sending an email over voice message. Jesus Christ, people.
Pack Theater. I know her.
Oh, okay. Well, then
No,
you got friends on.
I got friends. I didn't realize I knew people on this thing. That's very nice.
There's a lot of comics on it, and there's people playing Roast the Host right now on other channels, on their channels.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm glad you invented that, man.
Yeah, thank you. I'm getting notifications. My friend Mia Mars is on here right now. And it's fun. This is social media meets podcasting meets some other fucked up shit. Here we go. What are you going to do, folks, when you get the vaccine?
I don't know why, but I feel like this vaccine is going to bring on like Night of the Living Dead. It's going to be the beginning of like some kind of zombie nation.
It's probably true. Rich on point once again.
All right, after getting the vaccine, I think I would violently masturbate to pictures of fat-ass Al Roker until I wait for death.
Jesus. I mean, if you're waiting for death, I mean, you might as well masturbate to something you want to see.
Is that really Jeff Ross, like the nigga that do all the roast shit? That's that Jeff Ross?
Yeah, baby.
If that is, what's up?
What's up, Jim Dandy? You owe yourself a follow from the Roast Master.
Whoa, Jim Dandy. Yeah.
Jim Dandy. Yeah, here we go, Jim Dandy. This one's for you. We're dedicating this entire episode of Thick Skin to you, Jim Dandy. So we're asking people today, what would you do the second you get that fucking vaccine?
I'm really confused about that guy banging people at the Epcot Center. Isn't that mostly children? Just saying.
Thank you for pointing that out, Young Gravy.
Yes, change your name, Young Gravy. Jesus.
Yeah, maybe.
God damn it, Jeff. I see that you already got your own goddamn mascot of an avatar going on here. The Roast Master General. Really? I'm just kidding, man. You're the best ever.
You're the best. What an honor to talk to the real Joe Biden here on Stereo.
The fans you have are unbelievable, Jeff.
Big
this
fans.
Is crazy.
Everybody from Joe Biden to Young Gravy. What the fuck?
Oh, Jesus.
This is a lot of fun, man. This is fun doing this with you too, Ed. I think what we're learning is we only need one touchy subject per episode. Everybody's got an opinion here on Stereo.
Oh my gosh.
We're talking about the vaccine. Build that vaccine. You think Trump is going to build a vaccine and get Mexico to pay for it?
Well, that's where everyone has to go buy their prescription drugs anyway.
Yeah, it's probably true. So we're asking you, the listener, what are you going to do the second you get vaccinated?
Hey, Jeff Ross, you actually sound like the real Jeff Ross. I'm a big fan, man. All your roasts are hot. You're the most Jewish motherfucker in the room, though. But I love you. I love you to death, man. I really dig you.
Thank you, Demas. So what? I'm the most Jewish person in the room. What? I guess he's never been to Cantor's Deli. I guess he's never been to Elon Gold's house on a Saturday night.
Oh my God, Elon Gold's house on a Saturday night. That's a dark place. You got to go turn the lights on for him.
Yeah, make sure. That's how Jewish he is.
I mean, last time you were over there, didn't you have to bury a couple plates?
It's a lot of. I had to slaughter a goat in the name of the Mashiach. Anyway,
oh, man.
Happy Roast Hashanah, everybody. This is Jeff Ross and Eddie Larson. You're listening to a very special live version of Thick Skin with Jeff Ross, recorded on stereo. Here we go, folks. Let's hear what you have to say. What are you going to do? That's the question. What are you going to do the second you get that fucking coronavirus vaccine?
Hey, Jeff Ross. Hey, Eddie. It's nice to hear it when you guys are talking. And then, nice to have you on stereo. And you guys, how are you guys doing?
All right, Rain Man.
What?
To take a page out of Jeff Ross's book, Eddie Tunes, your avatar looks like Jesus if Jesus let himself go.
Thank you, Greg DeDeas. That's how you do it. Come on, Kai. If you're going to come on here, fucking roast us or tell us what you're going to do when you get the vaccine. That's how the game works, folks. I love you all. Here we go. This guy doesn't get it. All right, hold on.
Who the fuck is doing cartwheels to get to the front of the vaccine line? I mean, this thing is going to cause some real issues, I'm sure.
Thank you, Beartown 14, a private
All right,
journalist.
Beartown.
No, man. It's a family thing, and you put the kids elsewhere, and then I bang the mom. Come on.
All
I was talking about Epcot Center. He's talking about Epcot Center.
Oh, he's still on Epcot Center.
I will say Epcot Center is the least sexy of all the Disney parks. if I'm having sex in Disney, I'm doing it in Typhoon Lagoon. I'll tell you that much. That's a lot of WAP. That's a lot of...
That's great. That's great.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh, my God. Oh, sorry.
Thank you for that insightful commentary, Midwest Summer 16.
So, like, if I, like, DM you a picture of me on Instagram, can you, like, roast me? That would be epic.
Yes, I will do that. I will do that. Send it to the Thick Skin page, and Ed and I will give you a shout out on the podcast tomorrow.
I love it.
Well, honestly, sir, on every other social media platform, my name is Slap My Gravy Biscuits, but it was too long for this app.
Thank you, Young Gravy. We're talking about the vaccine. What will you do the second you get the vaccine? Leave us a message and tell us. And then at the end of the show, we're going to do a special Roast in Peace tribute to the one and only Roberta McCain, the famous mother of John McCain, who passed away today at 108. That's how we get through life here on Thick Skin. Life is hard, but we get through it together. So we'll do it whenever somebody passes away on this podcast. We do a tribute. We did Eddie Van Halen last week. We've had friends who've passed away. That's just how we do it. But in the meantime, we'll have some laughs talking about coronavirus. Okay, go.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do when I get that vaccine is start bumping mics.
Yes.
And then start bumping dicks, too.
Demas 01, calling it like he sees it.
Hey, Jeff Ross. Or should I say Smokey the Bear? I didn't know your girlfriend, the bearded lady, was here.
Thank
I like
Thank
her.
you, Marie. She's great. She always comes on my shows. Marie Sloan 666, big star here on Stereo. All right, listeners. Let's see. What are you going to do the second you get vaccinated?
Man, all these girl hosts here on Stereo, they must work for tips because no way any guy's going to put the whole fucking thing in.
Well, all right, Greg. Come on, stay. Let's keep it nice, Greg. You're losing points, buddy.
Let's
You're
keep
losing
it positive. All right, one
Yeah.
more here, Ed, and then we're going to go move on to the next touchy subject.
All right.
Here we go.
I'm definitely not going to take the first vaccine. Don't really trust it. I'm going to wait till they turn into Flintstone chewable vitamins.
Thank you. Life of Kai. Check out Life of Kai on YouTube. He's a lot of fun. Does an amazing show.
He's the best.
So, what about you, Ed? You wouldn't take it? I would do it. I'd be curious if they asked me to be part of an experiment. I feel like I might want to do it, but
Really? You
Yeah.
would be a part of the experiment, man.
if they said we're not sure how it's going to work on, old, fat, bald Jews, we need you. You're the only one. Does it affect the sense of humor? Like, if it was something I felt like they needed me for, I would do it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I go back and forth on it because you got to get it started. And it sounds like from our poll that no one's going to take the vaccine. And so at this point, someone has to take it just to see if the freaking thing works. And it won't work if enough of us don't take it. It's one of the things I learned about it because we developed like a herd vaccination. And so
Herb immunity was also my grandfather's stage name. Herd immunity.
Yeah, herd immunity. Yeah.
All right. A couple more quick ones.
You had to give her drugs just to fuck, boy. You a sicko.
These people are heckling each other. You understand what's going on here, right?
I'm trying to catch it. Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting to see.
Yeah.
Jeff, if you decide to actually go through with this experiment, I have a really good feeling this isn't the first time that you've actually gone through experiments. There's no way through nature that your face would ever look like that at age 55, man.
You probably got me on that one. Good one. Thank you, Greg. All right, we got to move on here. This is crazy.
Herb immunity. That's a weed joke.
Thank you, Ziegler. All right.
Thanks for explaining the jokes to us.
Which probably brings us to our next touchy subject. Do we have a weed-related touchy subject in there, Ed? Let's move on to something weed-related if you have it. If not, whatever you pick is fine. I'm down for any touchy subject.
I don't have anything that's exactly weed-related, but I do have something that I feel like you would want to try while on weed. And I think that the Army's on weed because they're testing augmented reality goggles on dogs. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. How crazy is this? The Army, they regularly use dogs to sniff out explosives and assist in rescues. And the Army is taking it one step further now in creating an augmented reality goggles to give them commands and further their training. So they're literally going to put little helmets on dogs and train them like that. That's what they're trying to do.
Wow.
Yeah, how crazy. I love this. This is a stoned idea for sure. It's like, I want to play virtual reality with my dog.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm not sure how I feel about this. You seem to have a strong opinion about it. That's why this story jumped out at you for some reason.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, why not? As long as you're not hurting the dogs, so I guess you don't know until you try it. But as long as you're not hurting the dogs, I mean, this seems like in the long run, if we could teach a dog to fly a drone,
right?
We'd have to call them Bones.
But I can't teach my dog not to shit in my fucking bed. I can't teach my dog not to rip my face off out of love.
But you get it. You want to do everything with your dog,
Right.
And so do I. I kind of, every time we go anywhere, you're always bringing that dog, no matter where it is. If you went to church, you'd probably bring the dog to church.
That's probably true.
Yeah. So I think this is good. If people can, if dogs don't have to go into battle. I mean, this is like no dogs die. This is wonderful, I think.
All right, that's fine. I don't know if the listeners are going to have a strong opinion about this, but let's see what happens.
Hey, Jeff, happy 55th birthday too, brother. You don't look a day ever has been.
Thanks, Greg.
You ain't smoking, Russ. They ain't from Melville. Shit you niggas smoke, his joke is up.
All right.
Oh, great. That's exactly what we need. A bunch of fucking army dogs, all fat and lazy and addicted to Cheetos.
This young gravy guy's growing on me.
Yeah. Like
if we could teach a dog to fly a drone, then
Thanks, not a doctor.
I'm not even sure he's a fucking human. I don't know what that was.
At the end, he turned into a dog.
All right. What's next, Ed? Shout out to the dogs. Shout out to all dogs everywhere. What's your next touchy subject?
Just so you know, I got a bunch of these, so if you don't want one, we'll just go to the next one. All right?
Okay, fine.
Did you check out any of the Amy Coney Barrett hearing today?
I did not hear about it, but I read a little bit about it. It was very controversial apparently because she was talking about Scalia and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She's kind of playing both sides of the aisle here, Republican and Democrat. Yeah.
Senator Feinstein brought up a point that I found very interesting, and I'd like to get your take on it.
Okay.
She said that she's worried about Judge Barrett's fitness to be impartial because of her extreme religious beliefs. Now, I've never heard that brought up in like a political realm before, because I know we're supposed to keep church and state separate, but God is a big part of politics no matter how you put it. Mm-hmm. Do you think if someone's too religious, it could be bad for their politics?
Well, you're supposed to separate church and state,
mm-hmm.
and you're supposed to, you're supposed to, and I think Amy Coney Barrett says this, is like, you're supposed to interpret the law.
Yeah.
But if your basis for all your facts in life is Jesus and the Bible, I do think it could complicate making objective decisions about what's right and wrong in abortion and other things.
Yeah. No, it kind of freaked me out a little bit because I thought about it, and it's just like, I think priests are great, but I don't think they should be in the government. I think they're fine where they are. And I understand that, I mean, she's not a preacher by any means, but she's still very involved in all these extreme religious groups. Another thing that people are really worried about is Obamacare, because she would be the fifth seat to vote out Obamacare in the ACA.
Oh, my God.
So that would take health insurance away from about 27 million people.
Jesus.
So that's like the big worry, but we don't necessarily know that that's how she's going to vote, even though it seems very possible that's how she's going to vote. But now we're like deciding her vote for her in a weird way by saying that. And so I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that she's going to go for it and end Obamacare?
Yeah, I think that they're immediately going to, the Republicans are politically charged right now. They're going to double down and put their foot on the gas and do what they want. Let's hear what the listeners have to say. We're live on stereo.
Whoa, fellas. You're getting a little too serious for me.
He's probably right.
All right. I do have some stupid stuff.
All right, couple more quick ones.
Dude, where's my car?
That's what we need. Some real idiocy.
Take health care away from 120-something million people and then use the money so we can get dogs hydroponic glasses.
Good one. Rich on point.
Oh, Rich is on point. All right.
I think my balls hurt.
My balls hurt too, Miss Mary.
I always know when my balls hurt. Every time. Every single time. I'm like, yep, my balls hurt, and I know it for a fact.
What makes your balls hurt? What makes your balls hurt, Ed?
Oh my! Well, first of all, they're gigantic, and so I sit on them from time to time, and that's always an awful situation. And but there's, you ever like scratch your balls a little bit, or you kind of like pinch the sack to scratch them, and then like you accidentally hit like a clump of veins. That'll send you to your knees wincing real fast. That's. You ever been kicked in the balls?
In as a little boy playing soccer, it was the worst.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was tough. I think it stunted my growth forever.
Really?
Yeah.
You're 6 feet tall. How much do you think? How tall
Not
do you think you were gonna be?
Not that growth. This is thick skin with Jeff Ross, not foreskin with Jeff Ross. This is thick skin with Jeff Ross. Let's hear what you guys have to say.
My balls only typically hurt after my dominatrix speed bags the shit out of me.
There you go.
Young gravy.
Your balls are something that I can listen to talked about all night, man. Thanks, man.
Bitch on point, man. Thank you, man. I think he's talking about your balls, then, not mine.
Yeah, he's the program director now, as far as I'm concerned.
This is fun, and look how the time flies when we're together. I mean, we're really rolling through this. It's a joy to talk to you on stereo tonight. We are live.
It's a blast.
All over America, folks. And what do you got next, Ed?
A man is arrested for trying to resurrect his grandma. Yeah, dude. This is one of the craziest things I ever read about. A man from Knoxville, Tennessee, was arrested last week trying to resurrect his departed grandmother. Danny Frazier caused $30,000 in damage to the cemetery in his attempt, and has been arrested. Yeah, and has been arrested for vandalism and criminal trespassing. When officers arrived on the scene, they noticed the extensive damage to the cemetery, including dug-up spots in the ground and broken headstones. Frazier is 34 years old, and he is homeless.
Oh, my God. Digging out bodies, huh?
Yeah, we're trying to... I mean, he misses his grandma. You know, I mean, that's what happened. I mean, he's
when I
living
miss
in
my grandma, I jerk off to her picture. I don't dig up her body. What kind of fucking sicko is this?
Oh, man. Well, you know, I don't think he's got much to do. But yeah, I'm surprised that a graveyard is worth $30,000. How do you even cause that much damage in such a big area?
I have a feeling this guy was digging up his grandma to steal her fucking jewelry, and this is the excuse that he gave.
Wow, what a take! That is a hot take.
I love. If I were digging up my grandma, that's what I would say when I got.
Also, if you own a graveyard, lock up your shovels.
Yeah.
Just go ahead. I'm gonna lock up the shovels. Let's keep those out of hands reach. This guy is homeless. It's obviously not his shovel. So that should be rule 1 to owning a graveyard: is lock up the shovels.
Lock up the shovels, baby. Wow. We got a few messages here on Thick Skin with Jeff Ross live tonight on stereo.
So Eddie, you did a Mr. Belvedere. Congrats.
Mr. Belvedere. Yeah, well, I sat on my nuts. And, you know, he's also a big man. I'm sure he was packing some heat with those fellas down there. I call mine Bebop and Rocksteady.
Hey, Jeff, when we do get a vaccine and we're able to go out to comedy shows, do me a favor, man. Just for a couple shows in California, you, David Tell, invite one of my all-time favorites, man, Triumph, the insult comic dog. Would love to see the exchange between you three. That would be epic, my friend. That would be epic.
Thank you, Greg Dudeus. That is a great idea. Triumph on stage with me and Dave Attell doing some pumping mics. That would be really fun.
We had Smigel on our podcast once. He was a lot of fun.
Robert Smigel is one of the most brilliant guys in comedy, in my opinion.
He really is. I didn't know he directed the Zohan. That's one of the few.
Wrote and directed.
I mean, that movie is great. You know, I really like that movie. I think that's a sleeper that a lot of people don't put on from time to time.
I could watch the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of that movie every day. The opening sequence when Zohan, Adam Sandler, is walking down the beach in Tel Aviv is so freaking funny. I love that.
Man, the best.
That's such a fun. Adam Sandler has a new movie out on Netflix, I think. It looks like a Halloween movie.
Hoobie Halloween. I got to check it out. He's a nice guy hitting the town. That was the last comedy show I went to. Was Adam Sandler doing a full hour at the Dynasty Typewriter, like
What was
March
that like?
11th. It was unbelievable. I was like, because Adam Sandler, he's put out a lot of stinkers, and so you kind of like you get a little cynical when you talk about him. And then I went, so you forget how good he really is, and then you go see him live and like that, and he just knocked me off my seat. It was unbelievable. It was so fast. He had like 20 songs and like really tight bits that were clearly bits, but you think he's just mumbling his thought. He really was very impressive. It's inspired me again,
He's a super nice guy, and I've been watching him kill on stand-up stages for 30 years. When I was an open micer, he was already a big comedy guy in New York and always fucking made me laugh, always.
My best friend in the world down in he's a teacher down in Boca Raton, and Sandler's parents are down there, so Sandler's always there, and he runs into all the students, and he says pretty much like every one of the students all say they've met him and all say how great he was, and like stops to like hang out with everybody and take pictures and be really sweet, and like I love hearing that stuff, especially when it's like kids.
That's the best. I see Adam Sandler walking out of Chinese restaurants with his grandma and stuff. He's a real mensch, you can tell.
Yeah. Good Jewish boy. What do you say? Should we do one more story?
One more touchy subject.
All right.
One more touchy subject. What do you got?
All right. You ready for this? This is we bend our minds a little bit. Human beings are still evolving, and wisdom teeth are starting to vanish, scientists claim. According to recent studies, humans are evolving at a faster rate than ever before in the last 250 years. Makes sense. I mean, we're flying in airplanes and have the internet. This comes from the discovery of a new forearm artery, one that usually only appeared in 10% of the population, disappeared once newborns entered their first year. Scientists now say it's up to 30% have this new artery. In 80 years, it could well be 100% of people have this new artery. Also comes along with the time scientists say they've been recording a growing disappearance of wisdom teeth. And I'll tell you, I don't have wisdom teeth. Personally.
Really?
I didn't get them. They didn't grow into my head. But I also was missing a couple of other teeth that I did need. And so it was like, you take it a little bit. But I don't have wisdom teeth. I never had
I've never heard of that.
They've x-rayed for them a bunch of different times, and they were not in my head. Isn't that crazy? All 15 pounds of me was light a couple teeth.
Wow. For new listeners, Ed Larson, my cousin Ed here, was the largest baby ever born in the state of Florida at 14 pounds.
13 and a half ounces.
Unbelievable.
I'm not the largest anymore. I'm like fifth now. But, because modern medicine has learned how to save the fat. But, I'm a big baby. Let's hear some numbers. Let's hear some numbers out there. How big were you?
Let me ask you something. How are you tracking that you're number 5 now?
I'm guessing I'm number 5. I haven't checked in years, but people always, whenever there's like a big baby article, like they'll send it to me and I find out, and it's not always in Florida. And I'm usually bigger than the baby articles that are coming out to this day. But last night I found there was a baby that was like 20 pounds that was born like 5 months after me. And I think that baby still holds the record, obviously, because it was like 20 pounds. But then there's definitely, I imagine I'm like 5th or 6th, because for all of this time, there has to be, more babies that were bigger than me at some point.
I don't know, man. That is 14 pounds. That's almost 15 pounds. You are legendary. But, you're a big guy now, but you're not the biggest guy. Like, was Shaq 14 pounds?
No, I was bigger. Well, I think that my dad had me lifting weights at 10 years old. So I really do think that did stunt my growth. Doctor said I was supposed to be 6'6". And then my dad had me bench pressing and doing squats and stuff at like 10. So I think that maybe because he really wanted me to be a football star. And so I think that stunted my growth.
Well, it's not
Which
surprising you're a big baby. People might not realize your mom is a twin and your dad is a twin.
Yes.
They both are twins. So they thought you'd be a twin, but instead you're just a fucking double.
That's right, man. I came out head first and second. Yeah.
All right. What are the other touchy subjects? This is fun talking to just you for a second.
Oh, this one's for you, buddy. You're gonna love this. We're gonna end. We could end on a feel good one. All right. The world's loneliest elephant is free after 35 years in containment.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. People who don't know, Jeff is a big elephant lover. They're his spirit animal. Thick skins, a pachyderm. You got to get with it. But Kavan, an elephant that lived in captivity at a Pakistani zoo for 35 years, will finally be transferred to a wildlife sanctuary following years of outcry by animal rights activists. I'm frankly impressed by the Pakistani government that they thought that they had to do this. The elephant was dubbed "world's loneliest elephant" after it was found the elephant suffered depression and obesity. I mean, what are you going to do? That's most people. Martin Bauer, a spokesman for Four Paws, an advocacy group overseeing Kavan's case, said the badly mistreated animal would now gain companionship and live the rest of its life in freedom. Wow. So it's
beautiful.
Isn't that great? Isn't that, I love, that's honestly, because elephants are brilliant animals. And so they know when they're prisoners, And so it's not the same. Like elephants, they rescue each other. They save each other's lives when they're in trouble. They know, they understand more than a normal animal. And so I'm really happy that you've been to one of these sanctuaries, not a Pakistani one.
Elephants are called pachyderms, and pachyderm, the root of the word pachyderm is thick skin.
I love it.
Right to you and me, buddy.
Yeah, man. And but you went to an elephant sanctuary before, right? You saw where he's moving to.
Yeah, that's it's a good life. Elephants, people will feed them and get to wash them and pet them and talk to them. They don't ride them. That seems cruel now, or not cruel, but unnecessary. Let's say, because I don't want to call people cruel, but because they don't have cruel intentions, when they ride an elephant on vacation. And I know a lot of people who do it in Thailand, and it looks really fun and so on. But, I don't know. Elephants are smart. They have a great memory. They're emotional. They fall in love with each other. And I was having a kind of a stoner conversation with my friends yesterday. And the subject came up of if you were going to have sex with an animal, which animal would you have sex with? And someone said, Tony Hinchcliffe said a goldfish.
Mm-hmm.
Because, the goldfish has no brain and wouldn't know, and you would just be killing it anyway.
Yeah.
And, another woman, my friend Nicole Buchanan, I think, said an octopus. Because, there was something erotic for her about an octopus.
Yeah.
And I said an elephant. Because if I'm going to fuck an elephant, it's not going to feel it. So I'd hurt that animal the least.
But they're definitely going to remember it. I'll tell you that much.
They're definitely going to remember it. And not only that, but then the person was like, what if the elephant fucks you? You don't even know what this looks like. But I'm sure there's been some weird conversations on stereo, but I think this takes the cake tonight. Elephant fucking here on Thick Skin with Jeff Ross.
Oh man, what you said?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, talking at the end of the day, talking to you, Ed.
Yeah, man. No, it's very nice. You get to unwind a little bit. And also this is we get to perform for some people. I think it's very, very cool. And we've only done Thick Skin live one other time. Right. That was in Toronto at the Just for Laughs festival. And so
we did it one other time live. That was a great show.
That's right. And we did it at the pop-up.
We did it at the Roastmasters coffee and comedy gallery pop-up on Ventura Boulevard last Christmas. We did a pop-up thick skin with Seth Green, and Bill Burr made a cameo. Shout out to Bill Burr, who was so good on SNL this week. That was really inspiring to see a comedian 2 weeks in a row hosting SNL. Chris Rock, Bill Burr back to back. Yeah.
That is, you never get that many stand-ups. It's always actors or comedic actors. I love watching the stand-ups get in there and mixing it up.
Yeah. All right, well, I feel better. We had some laughs. It's always hard to get through some of this stuff because, life is hard. And, sometimes Ed will call me, earlier in the day saying we're going to do a thick skin podcast. What should the roast and peace be? And, sometimes you're kind of glad. Well, nobody passed away. Nobody, people really understand. So, and then I saw on my newsfeed, it popped up that John McCain, who died last year, his mother died today. And I was like, his mother's still alive?
I know.
108 years old. Folks, with no further ado, live on stereo, on the day it happened, this is Roast and Peace.
Roast in peace. Roberta McCain, the famous mother of John McCain, has passed away today at the ripe old age of 108. She was a great woman who always stood by her son, John McCain. Her husband has a battleship named after him. He's also named John McCain. This woman is an American patriot. I don't care how you look at it. She's been around forever. She turned her home in Washington, D.C. into a private salon.
Wow.
For some of the women on Capitol Hill. She's a great woman. And she joined John McCain on the campaign trail.
Right.
In 2018, and she was 99 or something. So she's a great woman. Roberta McCain, we're going to miss you.
Passed away at 108. Wow. Roberta McCain joined her son John McCain on the campaign trail in 2018 and on the Oregon Trail in 1818. Roberta McCain, 108 years old. Her son was known as the Maverick, and so was her vagina. Roberta McCain's son, John McCain, served in Vietnam, and Roberta McCain served dinner at the Last Supper. Roberta McCain had an identical twin, and that's actually how she got onto Noah's Ark. Not convinced I get that one, but I'll give it a bell anyway. Roberta McCain outlived. Can you explain that one?
I mean, she's Noah's Ark. She's so old. She was on Noah's Ark.
That's for animals. Are you calling her an animal? That doesn't make sense.
No, well, this one's not mine. This one's.
You could say she was a stewardess on Noah's Ark, or she was the entertainment director. I'll give myself a bell. Roberta McCain at 108 outlived her son and her daughter, and a couple of Galapagos tortoises as well. 108 years old. It's famous John McCain, her son, hated Putin, and she hated Rasputin. Roberta McCain, she was raised in Muskogee, Oklahoma. So not only did she live through the Dust Bowl, she later grew one in her pants. It's terrible. I take that back.
I'm sorry.
That's even too gross for stereo. This is too gross for stereo, but Roberta McCain, roast in peace, at 108 years old. Amazing. Poor woman. She was trampled at a Who concert. Her Harley flipped over on the Jersey Turnpike. She died during childbirth. She gave birth to identical 80-year-old twins last night.
It was it was an XX concert, and she ate too much Molly. I think it was a Molly overdose.
108. Who the fuck lives to 108? What a amazing life, Roberta McCain.
I hope I don't live past 107. I really do.
I hope you do. Buddy.
Oh man, this has been fun. Thanks, man.
A lot of people left messages. We could just plow through a bunch real quick. We'll
Let's
just do
do
a speed round. Since we're live on stereo tonight, it's a special edition of Thick Skin with Jeff Ross, where we ask the listeners to leave us messages. So, Ed and I, we could just give a quick, rat-a-tat reaction to each one, and I'll just keep pressing the buttons till we get through them all. All right, here we go. I love you guys. Life is hard, but we're getting through it together here on stereo.
You ever have a erection on a reservation? I have.
All right.
Thank you, Ziegler. That's how you make teepees. Next.
I get it. He was trying to resurrect his grandma because he needed the basement. It's cool.
All right, young Gracie.
In Knoxville, Tennessee, though, what the fuck was you gonna do? Hot wire out to a fucking Chevy?
That's exactly right.
Well, if that's a crime, take me to jail right now. I try to resurrect somebody once a week.
Resurrecting the grandma. It's good. It's a little roundup of our touchy subjects.
Did he try to resurrect her because he was homeless and didn't have anywhere to stay? Because that I would understand, because it sucks to be homeless. So, I mean, if you have to go to the resorts of resurrecting your grandmother, hey, I respect that.
Hey, so this, it's a good, this should be our, recap round where we go, all right, what'd you guys think about the touchy subjects? We had the guy who tried to resurrect his dead grandma. We had the dogs with night vision goggles, whatever the fuck it was.
It was a great idea. Definitely how we're doing it from now on. Thank you,
And we
Rich,
asked
on
people
point.
about the vaccine. Yeah. And I think there was another one too. But here we go. What do the fans think? Here we go. Live on stereo. This is Thick Skin with Jeff Ross.
Give the guy a break. He's just digging up an old crush.
Everyone's sticking up for this guy. I love it.
Yeah, it's good.
I think who can beat that, you guys? But who can do experiments for that? Because that can be crazy and crazy.
I don't know what's going on there. What do you think that was, Ed?
I mean, I think that was a child who found his dad's stash.
All right.
Hey, Jeff Ross and Eddie Tunes. This is me, Yum Yum, from the South. Yeah, I'm a city girl that lives in the country. Nice to see y'all. This is a nice show. So, yeah, it'd be nice to talk to both of y'all one day. So, hit me up whenever you have some free time. I'd like to talk to y'all someday. It would be nice.
She's calling us like she's known us 10 years. Hey, just checking in, seeing how you guys are doing, man.
Can you please shut up, please? God, bro, you don't shut up for nothing.
Thank you.
Kind of feels like it's just wisdom that's starting to vanish, no?
Yeah, not just wisdom teeth. Good one, Zig.
Well, Jeff Ross, I'm not coming on here to roast you. I'm just coming on here to let you know that you're a goddamn good person.
Thank you, Joe.
Especially that time when you roasted my, Trump. That was just wonderful. You're a good man, and I hope I have your vote.
Thank you, Vice President Joe Biden.
Going the extra mile for the votes. You got to appreciate that.
You got to appreciate it.
Danny, chill before I bring my meat to you.
Yep. People are losing it.
Wait, what? So, a twin made a baby with another twin? Really? That's fucking pretty remarkable, I would say. It's... shit. That's food for thought.
Thanks, Nick. I was really hoping you were going to get to a punchline there.
How the fuck do you even know if an elephant has obesity? I mean, really?
That's a really good point. Rich on point.
Rich is
good
on point. Rich
Always.
is on point.
Rich on point. I'm going to follow.
Hey, for all the listeners out there, get a chance, Cousin Ed's new film.
Look at this guy.
It's about his mom. It's a tearjerker. So grab a box of Kleenex. But it was beautifully done. Great story. Tugged at my heart. Ed, very, very talented, man. I'm pretty sure you were involved in most of it. Great job, buddy. Just keep it up, man. I want to see more films from you, brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was so nice. That was so nice. How America
Look at
Killed
that.
My Mother. Yes, now available. Go to howamericakilledmymother.com and find the hilarious tale of what happens when you try to find out who killed your mother in America. It's not really hilarious.
It's the feel-bad movie of the fall. You know what? It's a great movie, and I'm in it too a little bit.
You
and,
are, man. You're like
can
my
have some
guy.
laughs. Yeah, and you can have some laughs, and it's very insightful. And congrats on that, Eddie Tunes. Everybody follow him here on Stereo. Follow him in real life. Listen to Thick Skin with Jeff Ross on iTunes, and tonight live on Stereo. We'll be back tomorrow night to do this all over again with some new touchy subjects. I guess we'll probably have to have a new roast in peace because that was so fun.
We'll find one.
I don't know if someone who's 108 is going to die tomorrow. We could do the same jokes, but that would be nice. Shout out to everybody who listened tonight. Shout out to you, Ed. Thank you so much. Did you have fun?
This was great, man. I had a lot of fun. I haven't done something like this in a while. And so
there's nothing like this, bro. There's nothing like this. This is the latest fucking cutting edge shit, bro.
It's so cool. I'm hooked now. I didn't like it before. I wasn't sure about it. Now that you got me doing it, I can't wait to check out some more shit.
This is Stereo app. It's gonna be bigger than stereo.
Stereo.
You know, like it's gonna be bigger than stereo. That's my prediction. Is this Stereo app will be bigger than stereos?
And all right, this is cool, man. I hope they get some more people on here, and this is gonna be. You can talk to anyone about anything.
It's kind of fun. We talked about animal fucking tonight. I mean,
I know we talked about that and the new Supreme Court justice, maybe.
All in one episode.
That's range. That's right.
Yeah. Thanks, Stereo. This was a lot of fun. Everybody, don't forget, download Stereo app. Follow me, and we'll do this all again tomorrow. All right. Lots of love. Bye, Ed.
Bye.